A hospital porter's pride and dignity. Stop the New World Order. Welcome to HPANWO TV. I'm on my way to May morning. Although it's not really like May, it's more like January in Alaska. Actually, it's a bit of a washout this year. It's the reason is it's May Day today, 1st of May, and I'm coming down to experience the traditional May morning celebrations in Oxford, and it's a kind of it's a tradition. As you get past this bit, as you see, some of the pubs are open, and this place is open, Clem's. As you get past here, in a minute we'll be at the place where the bridge is shut. We're going to walk. It'll be pedestrians only. As you can see, everyone's still awake. They've all been up all night, I expect. It's mostly students actually who do this. But I mean, you don't have to be a student to come along. I think anyone can come along really. And but you see, they got the bridge open this year. They actually shut the bridge for a few years running, I remember, and you couldn't actually go on there. But now it looks like it's be okay, and as long as it's just to stop people from sort of like jumping in the river. I think that's what they don't want people to do. That's it. So it's all. So see, the traffic now stopped. So it's all pedestrians only from here. I mean, I think I've only been a couple of years running actually. I think it was like morning. I came, I think 1997. That's it. That was the last time I came. Yeah, years ago. I remember very well. And it was beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And I came again in, I think a few years before that, when it's raining like today. But I mean, there'll still be loads of people here, even despite the weather. I think it's 5 o'clock now. Now I don't know if it's 6. It's all dark, but so there's also going to be a lot of rainwater on the lens. But it's you see, there's a tower there. That's Magdalen Tower, and that's where the choir sing at the top of the tower. And it's all little kids. They go up there at dawn, and they sing when the sun rises. It's a strange sort of like thing that's grown up actually over the years. But I mean, this has happened every May Day for the last 500 or more years now in Oxford. I think it's happened before this tower was built. Very, very old tradition. It's and this is where everyone stands. What happens is the night before there's a huge street party. Everyone gets drunk and they come down here to hear the choir sing. No, they don't jump in the river anymore. So it was the jumping in the river that people jumping off the bridge into the river that caused the council to shut the bridge. And in fact, they said it was not traditional. They said it's actually not traditional for the jumping in the river bit. Apparently, it's only been going since the sort of 70s. People have been jumping in the river. The thing is, people get very hurt jumping in the river. Very often it's quite shallow, some very, very nasty shallow bits, and people have actually been hurt badly jumping off and landing in the shallow waters. This year, I think it's the opposite is more likely to be true. The river is very deep, very fast flowing. It's quite likely you might go in there and be carried away and drowned. I think that's the reason they don't want people jumping this way. In there this year. This year's Magdalen College. And there's the tower. I don't think you can see it. But there's the tower. Put this on night shot. Hang on. I'll put it on night mode. Here we go. Movie settings. Night shot light. On. Right, you should be able to see a bit better now. Can you see it? There's a lot of legends associated with the Magdalen. As you can see, there's a few people that are a bit worse aware for drink, as these students tend to be. Now, 1st of May, celebrating the 1st of May, all the things associated with it, maypoles, May Queens, May Day fires, and May morning here in Oxford, have very, very ancient roots. I'm going to wipe the lens. Very, very ancient roots indeed. So we should get this back to where I was. That's it. Hope you can see all right. And it actually goes back to pre-Illuminati times. By that I mean pagan. Pre-Illuminati pagan. And it's best known. It's actually been a lot of it's been revived actually in pagan, in sort of the pagan revival. Beltane, we're familiar with Beltane. Last what was it? I've been to Beltane celebrations actually, and I mean I was sitting up yesterday, listening to Shamanic Freedom Radio and Opaque Lens talking about he went to Glastonbury for the Beltane celebrations. On the 1st of May there, you have Morris dancing at the top of the tour, and they're singing and dancing, and people light bonfires and things like that. That's Beltane. The Celtic term is Beltane. Belchina is the Irish for it. In Wales, it's known as Calan Mai, which is the 1st of May. You know, that's what it's called. Find somewhere to sit where it'll be a bit. Oh, there's some eaves here. We'll get underneath them. We're on the High Street now. We've moved up from Magdalen Bridge. Now, as I was saying, in pagan time, it's known as Beltane, the 1st of May. And this is related to various origins, Celtic origins, some such as bell for light and things like that, which means light, I think, and various other kind of stuff like that. Hello, I'm a bit wet this morning, as you can see. It's also familiar in Germanic pre-Illuminati culture as well. It's known as Walpurgis, and there's similar things in anglo-saxon culture. But of course, it's all kind of been discouraged during the period of the Christian ascendancy. But you still get things like maypoles, May Queens. It's the significance is kind of like the start of summer. I think that's where it sort of comes from, and that's the significance of it. There's very it's very, very interesting that if one of the things that the Christians did, when the Christian missionaries first did, people like St. Patrick in Ireland, well, the first thing they did was they breached the rituals of Beltane. I mean, the significant Celtic Beltane, one thing that's familiar throughout all of it, throughout the whole rites. Now, we don't know all the details about what it was all about. Not all of it's been preserved, but one of them is it's still fire and light and lamps and things like that. And to this day, it's people in Ireland who will like that. And there are people who go along with these rituals. And one of those was that the night before Beltane, that is the night just gone, you'd extinguish all artificial lights. There'd be no fires, no lamps, nothing. And so it'd be complete darkness the night before, and in the morning they'd light the May Day fire. Now, when St. Patrick got to Ireland, one of the first things he did, he was on the night of the 30th of April, he lit a fire. He broke the Beltane rules, and this was one of his ways. He committed sacrilege against the pagan pre-Illuminati religion. It's also today is also International Workers' Day. It's May Day is like a kind of it's very important in the world of trade unionism. and left-wing industrial militancy. And there's usually demonstrations and marches. We've had May Day riots before. I've got a feeling there's going to be some trouble this year. And to tell you the truth, you know, who could blame anyone for this in this day and age, you know? That's it. In Oxford here, though, the only rioting here is caused by alcohol and students being students, basically. And usually they get a bit drunk, and sometimes there's a punch-up. Sometimes they'll jump in a river, like say, hurt themselves. Very often, you know, we used to get them up the hospital. They used to come in with their very, very ragged sort of evening wear, their tuxedos and things, with broken legs, broken ankles. Yeah, we had a very, very bad. We had a spinal injury one year from someone jumping in the river. So that's what caused them to close the bridge. But it's also a lot of. I'll be off sometimes. Sometimes you get Morris dancing, though. I don't think they're going to be out this morning, quite frankly. There was a band used to play. It was in the 1970s. A band called a jazz band called the Eccentrics used to play here every May morning. So it's fun. If the weather's nice, you know. In 1997, when the weather was beautiful, we had the balloons going up and everything. It was brilliant. It's going to be a bit of a washout this year, but well, I'm glad to, you know, probably because of work. Really, I haven't been able to go for the last few years. And ironically, you know, if I was still in portering, if I hadn't been discharged from the hospital portering service, I'd be on night shift tonight. I've worked it out. I worked it out in my diary. So I wouldn't be able to make this film at all. Anyway, I'll be back later when there's something more interesting to talk about. Thank you for watching. Hospital Porters, Pride and Dignity, Stop the New World Order.